Can we even pretend that most of you watched Caitlin Clark carry the WNBA on her back this season after she made some shocking news that likely rocked the league? Now that she's officially had enough, yes, she's leaving for good, and tell me honestly, can you blame her?
She struggled with physical defense she's faced at the professional level and voiced frustration with the league's officiating, recently telling reporters, quote, "I feel like I'm getting hammered and everybody is physical with me, and opponents get away with things that other people don't get away with." That's what Caitlin Clark...
She brought a dead team to the playoffs after 10 years of being irrelevant, and this league didn't deserve her in the first place. Broke attendance records, increased ticket sales, and essentially made her jersey a bestseller. What did she receive in exchange? A cheap eye-poke shoulder receives a 6-point technical foul, a label of rudeness, and unfounded charges of racism.
What I am upset about is like, hey man, your meal ticket is under constant attack. There's been dirty plays all season.
Do you know what truly broke her? What drove her to reveal this shocking information now? And what did she say that made it obvious she was done with everything? If that's the kind of gratitude you receive for making the league truly watchable, I would also leave. Allow me to explain everything in detail.
Those guys, they're the racists, when really, y'all are the racists. The people coming up with excuses to hate Caitlin Clark and the new fan base that she brought.
Well, that was obvious from a mile away. The heartbreak reached its climax when the Indiana Fever were eliminated from the playoffs in a heartbreaking defeat to the Connecticut Sun, although Caitlin Clark's anguish had been growing for weeks.
She's just not built for the physicality of this league. Yeah, and she's not quick enough to get away from the physicality.
With a score of 87-81, Clark was playing as if her life depended on it, scoring 29 points, dishing out 10 assists, and pulling down 7 rebounds. She was essentially attempting to lead her team to victory on her own, but her teammates chose to take a nap instead. As she was playing like a one-woman army, her squad was stumbling around, missing shots, and making rookie mistakes.
This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league, and she's a rookie.
Tell me honestly, don't you agree with Gino when he said that Tammy Fagbenel's performance was practically a horror show? She fumbled so badly, making boneheaded mistakes like a shot clock violation at the worst possible moment when the Fever desperately needed to build momentum. In addition to standing around looking lost, she was going 0 for 3, handing the ball back to the Sun like it was a Samhain.
But she needs to be on a better team.
But wait, because Victoria Vivian was no better. She was a seasoned player who should have thrived under pressure, but instead she chose to disappear. She only scored 6 points on 2 of 10 shots, and even though she was supposed to be one of Indiana's top scorers, she was actually clanking wide open looks that even I could have hit. Next, we have Kelsey Mitchell, the dependable scorer, who chose the worst time to go missing, scoring 9 points on 3 of 12 shots. She appeared completely out of it, hesitating, passing up shots, and when she did shoot air balls, it was as if she had stage fright.
Caitlin Clark was assaulted yesterday in her very first playoff game in the WNBA.
It hurt to watch everything fall apart while Clark was playing her heart out. Every time she made a clutch 3 or executed a crazy play, her teammates would simply trip over their own feet, pass the ball back to Clark, and give her that helpless expression like, "Oops, my bad." Her body language was telling you that every missed shot and turnover was like a punch to the gut. It's not like she didn't show up. She played 40 minutes of non-stop, high-intensity, all-out basketball, and it wasn't a nook.
It's important that we point this out. One of the things that I brought up this morning in talking about Caitlin Clark is that some of the players, you want to use the word jealousy, fine. You want to use the word envy, fine.
When the final buzzer sounded and Clark was standing there with her shoulders slumped and her eyes fixed on the scoreboard, it was clear that this wasn't just a defeat but also a wake-up call that no matter how hard she worked or how many plays or shots she made, it wouldn't be enough without a team that could truly support her. It wasn't just the end of a playoff run, it was the end of her patience.
If Caitlin Clark is the quote-unquote savior, if she's the golden girl, milk it!
Reality is knocking on the door of the porta potty. The truth is finally coming to the light. The same light that is going to be dimming here in about 12 hours when Caitlin Clark is eliminated from the playoff.
When Caitlin Clark announced that she was not just leaving the league but also traveling abroad, the entire WNBA practically fell out of its seats. That's right, the most amazing rookie the league has ever seen is packing her bags and saying, "I'm out." After all the pressure, cheap shots, and constant nonsense she's endured, Clark decided she needed to hit the reset button. This announcement came just days after the Indiana Fever's heartbreaking playoff exit against the Connecticut Sun, and honestly, it wasn't surprising given that she was leading her team to prominence while receiving no support. She announced that she would be moving abroad for the upcoming season during a somber press conference on September 29, 2024. You could see she was mentally and emotionally exhausted because she didn't sugarcoat it. She criticized the league for its poor officiating, lack of protection from dirty plays, and the constant criticism she received both on and off the court. It was as though she was laying everything out there, saying, "Yeah, I'm leaving because you guys made this place unbearable."
There were regular season games this season where Caitlin Clark drew more than 1.8 million viewers. However, I hope Kat Engelbert is ready for disappointment because there's a hell of a lot more of it on the way.
However, everyone must immediately realize that this is a financial and public relations catastrophe for the entire league, not simply a loss for Indiana. When Clark first took the court in May, attendance and ticket sales skyrocketed, and Indiana Fever games abruptly became must-see events. Her debut wasn't simply a rookie season, it was a full-blown phenomenon.
Let's put this in its proper perspective. When I think about Caitlin Clark, the operative word that comes to my mind is gratitude.
During her rookie season, Clark alone drew over 500,000 fans to see her play. One rookie brought in 500,000. Let that sink in. She wasn't just a player, she was the main attraction and the driving force behind the league's unexpected popularity surge. Ticket sales also skyrocketed by an absurd 60%, and every arena she played in was packed to capacity.
Indiana Fever, all right, with Caitlin Clark, led the league in attendance both home and on the road. Fever averaged 17,000.
And chairs. Clark was a merchandiser and moneymaker. Sales, who had been dead for years, went through the roof as soon as her jersey hit the shelves. By August 2024, it had surpassed even legendary players like Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi as the best-selling jersey in league history. Gainbridge Fieldhouse, Indiana's home court, went from being a ghost town to the hottest ticket in town, with fans paying $200 for courtside seats alone. In addition to creating history, Clark was also generating revenue for the WNBA.
The most dominant team in the league, they can't draw 500,000 viewers for a playoff game. Atlanta Dreamers and the New York Liberals. Again, the Liberals, they supposedly have stars. Remember when ESPN claimed that the Liberals had the new big three? Dreamers, Liberals, 410,000 viewers. The other game was the Phoenix Masculines and the Minnesota Lynx.
And now that Clark is leaving for Europe, everything is gone. The WNBA is on the verge of a financial collapse. Take a look at the numbers. Clark's arrival in 2024 caused Indiana's average attendance, which was a pitiful 3,000 per game in 2023, to soar to 15,000 per game, a staggering 400% increase. Her presence alone generated over $5 million in ticket sales during the regular season. Without her, those numbers would have vanished. This is the loss of a golden goose, not simply a star.
If you're not delivering the product and you're not making the revenue and you're not, giving people the entertainment that they want, then you're not going to make any money and your league is going to suck.
Additionally, Clark's influence extended beyond the merchandise stands. In June 2024, when the Fever faced the New York Liberty on ESPN, the broadcast drew an astounding 1.5 million viewers, which is more than the typical NBA game on TNT.
She's the golden goose.
Clark's games were drawing more viewers than the WNBA's previous reliance on star-studded matchups, such as those between Breanna Stewart and Wilson or Sabrina Ionescu and Kelsey Plum, to boost popularity. After all of this, do you know what she got? Start counting on your fingers. First, we had Alyssa Thomas virtually yelling into the air that racial biases are the main reason for Clark's popularity.
Simply saying, the issue is about marketing versus basketball. The merits of playing basketball compared to the merits of bringing marketing into the equation to influence potential decisions.
And she claims that the only reason people are crazy about Clark is because she's a white female dominating a sport that is dominated by black athletes. Excuse me, but I suppose that scoring 35 points per game and breaking records is meaningless at this point.
Honestly, it's been a lot of nonsense. I think in my 11-year career, I've never experienced the racial comments from the Indiana Fever fan base. We had her face on a serious matter that happened in this world, and it's unacceptable, honestly. And there's no place for it.
It seems that having the wrong skin tone doesn't matter if you're talented, hardworking, and dominate the court. What a farce.
It's an attack on Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark's the wrong face for this league because her fans are so racist. Where have I heard this argument before? Oh, Donald Trump may be fine, but all the MAGA people, they're terrible. They're the deplorable.
However, that was only the beginning. During Game 1 of the playoffs, Dean Carrington went to a whole new level of filth. Instead of just fouling Clark, she actually poked her in the eye, temporarily blinding her.
14,000 followers. And it's really easy to ignore, and most people don't know who she is in the sports world. The only reason why people even know who she is because of Caitlin Clark. And she still only got 14,000 followers on Twitter. She doesn't have much of a brand.
And, surprise, not a single foul was reported to the referees. While Carrington is strutting around as if she didn't just transform the game into a low-budget wrestling match, Clark is out there staggering around like she's just been doused with pepper spray.